We live?
Yeah, you finished now.
So just what I've been doing for the past 24 hours non-stop. I've not eaten or drank. I've not been to the loo. I've not slept. I think I've got a daughter. Someone better check on her. I'm far too busy. Of the Gladiator division. Got 29 more minutes of this.
I can't wait. So yes, it's week 16. It's Wednesday, so we're a day early this week. Given it's Christmas, we thought we'd shuffle up the schedule a little bit. And it's Warrior Bowl final week. So I daren't ask how you are, Foley.
Champione. You know what? I enjoyed winning. I enjoyed you knowing I'd won more. You know what I mean?
I don't doubt it.
It's the pain in your eyes. It's the pain in your texts. Just the pain in general, really. It's for a good cause. Yes, boss.
Anybody but him. Anybody.
Anybody but me? Oh, okay, yeah.
Mostly anybody but you.
Yeah, I'm doing all right, thanks.
So for those that don't know, Foley won his division. So Foley's in the Gladiator division. He won that this week. It was all the divisional finals this week. So he is the champion of the Gladiator division.
Which is what you refer to me as for the rest of our time together on this planet.
I will not.
You should.
Mate, that's as maybe.
Mr. Champion.
But yes. So, and you've also managed to get yourself into the overall Warrior Bowl final.
That video earlier got me pumped. I'm thinking of doing some press-ups.
Steady. Yeah. Carried away. It's Christmas.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I weigh a lot more now than I did last week, so that'll be a lot of extra effort.
Exactly.
But I want your. This is the whole point of this podcast: is A, for me to make you feel terrible, and B, so you can give me genuine advice on who to start. Because I've got 2 or 3 that, if I get right, I am the ultimate warrior, and your life will be hell. If I don't, I'm not, and your life will be slightly hellish.
To be fair, I was going to say you probably don't want my opinion, given the.
Whatever you say, I'll do the opposite.
But in fairness, now you've put it that way, and actually, I'm more than happy to give my opinion, because if you follow it, then you lose, and then I'll be happy. So
yeah, I'll do the opposite. Don't worry.
But yes, we'll get to your start-sit conundrum.
Yeah.
In a sec. So we'll have a look. First of all, we'll have a quick little look back at what happened in week 15. So for those that don't know, there's been 2 weeks of playoffs. The playoffs started week 14. There was 80 teams, 40 in each conference. The top 16 progressed to week 2, which was last week. Top 16 per conference. That left us with 32 teams. So this was the Sword Conference. These were the 30.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy at the top?
So these are the 16 teams that competed in the Sword Conference last week. So in the conference final, and all of their scores. So the top 4 progressed through to the Warrior Bowl final, and there'll be 4 from the other conference as well. So as you can see, not only did Foley win his division, he also managed to win the conference. So he's also conference champion.
I get 2 prizes. I want 2 of your tears put in a bottle and sent to me for Christmas. And I will lick them. 2 tears. Yes.
Disturbing.
I'm serious.
Yeah, that's why it's disturbing. But yes, well done, mate. Fair play.
God, have you ever seen anyone's teeth more gritted? That's amazing.
Don't appreciate it. No, it's not fun. It's not fun. but in fairness, you put up a massive score last week.
Yeah, that 247. That's the classic case of peaking too soon, though. I think 'cause I'm going to be terrible.
It might well be. It got you and in fairness, so in your division, so Tim Man, who you can also see on there, is in your division, and you two played in the division final.
Yeah,
and he scored 221. So you had to have a big score to have won.
Yeah. What won the other? We'll have a look in a second. Obviously, what won the other conference? Was it more than 221, or is that the second highest score overall as well?
It was very close to 221, I think, actually.
Yeah. So that's unlucky for Tim. Tim Man's been absolutely amazing this year. Like his draft, if you look at his team, it's generally what he drafted. He drafted brilliantly. He's got Dalvin Cook. He's got Derrick Henry. He's got a couple of decent QBs. He's got decent, he's got an amazing team. He did a brilliant job of drafting them with good waiver pickups here and there, and he's been brilliant all year. Towards the end of the season, he had a couple of down games from Henry had that one down game he just lost, so he should have been right at the top. And then, to beat him in last week needed every single planet and every single star to align, which I think it did. But I don't think it'll happen again.
In fact, as you say, he's been in the top 10 pretty much all year in the leaderboard. So he's had a great season.
Yeah, he's done
whereas you've just got really lucky right at the end.
You couldn't help it, could you? You couldn't help it.
No, I can't. So as you say, so you had the highest score of the week. But as you say, potentially could have been you've peaked a week early, running into the final because. Again, if you're going to be the ultimate fantasy football warrior, you're going to have to be the top scorer in 2 weeks running.
My players are all pissed. They're all pissed. They've done a 4-day bender. They're absolutely hammered. They're in a gutter somewhere. Yeah, they're phoning the missus, asking them to pick them up. The missus are saying, no, come back, you're divorced. 100%.
Like the team that wins that wins to get to the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
And then they're just happy to be there.
Yeah. We're just here for a day. Yeah, that's it. We're here for the day out. We're here for the day out this weekend, lads. We're just going to enjoy it. We're going to enjoy the stadium, enjoy the fans. We're going to be hungover, so we're not going to care. We're just here for the day.
It's a day out, isn't it? It's a day out.
Yeah.
So there we go. But the rest of the Sword Conference in the conference final. So the other two teams to get out to qualify for the Warrior Bowl final were Cooper's Dad and Flavorize This. So again,
your good friend Pike.
Good friend Pike. So he's been up near the top of the leaderboard again. In fairness, most of the season, he's probably been in the top 10. So no huge surprise to see him up there again. And then the rest of the remaining 16. So again, guys that have been up and around the top spot all season.
Yeah.
KOG, I think. Possibly finished top of the leaderboard, I think, at the end of the regular season, or very close if he wasn't at the top. So he was unfortunate; he just missed out.
Matt Tanners as well,
making the final. Yeah, he
the whole time
right near the top. And in fairness to you and the guys in the Gladiator division, there was three of you made the last 16 from your conference, and 2 in the final. So there's only that's the only division that's got more than one team in the final. So
we will have our vengeance.
There's a film in there somewhere.
There is. It's a quote. Well, actually, we won't because, like I said, we're just here for the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Gladiator didn't walk into the Colosseum and just be like, "Isn't this lovely? Let's just have a nice day today, lads."
Exactly. So Shield Conference. So the other conference, as you said, so 2-2-1-2-2 was the high score there. Which what did we say the other one was?
2-2-1.
Very 2-2-1-18, 2-2-1-2-2. So almost identical.
Basically, Tim Man's like probably the best player in this whole tournament, and he got pipped by an absolute chancer in the divisional game. That's all that means. Look at the names at the top of this list, though. There's some legends there, isn't there?
Exactly. So Kevin Tompkins of Fighting Chance, he won the Shield Conference. So he's the Shield Conference champion. He also won his division, I believe, which was
2-2-1. Would have done, wouldn't
he? Yeah, exactly. He's Zulu division.
Yeah.
And then followed up. So we had Dougie from the Immortals division. That was my division, the one that I was in. He came up second. He was the champion of his division as well. Murph from 5 Yard Rush, who again has had a really good season. He's been up in that top 10, up in around the top 10 right away from the get-go. So he's had a great season. Yeah. And then IDP Iggy snuck in on that 4th spot. And
Iggy's done well there. He's snuck in there just like me. He's snuck in that back door.
He has. And if you look, the margin between him and 5th was 0.6. So Blue Goose very unlucky not to have made the final. Very, very close.
Well played.
So and again, some more folks in there that have had really good seasons. So Jay-Z was one of the high scorers on the leaderboard. Lucky Fantasy Guy Martin was up near the top for most of the season. Faith had a good season as well in 7th. So again, loads of guys that had really good seasons, and it's just you can only have those top 4 make the final. So
yeah, some big names at the top.
Absolutely.
And then a chancer.
And you.
Yeah, some big names who've got loads of knowledge, loads of experience, know what they're doing, and then just a massive chancer.
Yeah. So yes, so those are the conference finals. As I say, Kevin was the conference champion for the Shield Conference. Some other guy was the champion for the Sword Conference. And so that gives us our lineup for the final. So we'll just shift that for a second. So our final, the 8 people that we have in the final are you from Gladiator Division, and you finished 10-3 in your division.
Did all right then.
We've got Tim Man from Gladiator Division as well, same as you. He came second. He was 9-4.
Yeah.
We've got Cooper's dad. He was in Predator Division. He won that at 12-1.
Oof. Oh yeah, he lost that one game, didn't he? Which made it really happy.
I was very happy with that. I'll be honest. I think it was the penultimate week of the season that he lost.
Yeah.
And nobody went undefeated through the regular season.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Whoever the other person was KOG, I think, and he lost in the very last week of the season. To not go undefeated. And then Flavorize This is the 4th from your conference, who's in Xena Division, and he finished 8-5. And then in the Shield Conference, we've got Murph from Hercules Division, who was 10-3. We've got Kevin Tompkins from Zulu Division, who was also 10-3. And then we've got Dougie from Immortals Division. He was 7-6. He actually got in on points scored.
Dougie, got me a chancer. This guy 7-6. Get out of it. Oh, what a legend.
So he got into the division playoffs based on points. He then went on and won the division. And he's gone on to get to the big final. So
we're like blood brothers, me and Dougie.
And then, well, if you like that, you'll really like this. So IDP Iggy, was in the Trojan division, and he had a 6-7 record.
Oh, what? And he's in the grand final.
And he got into the conference, into the championship playoffs, as he was one of the highest scorers in his conference, but obviously just got unlucky in terms of matchups. But yeah, he's clearly proved over the last 2 weeks that he deserves to be in the playoffs, because he's now in the big final. So
a ringer, isn't he? He's a ringer.
Well,
he's gonna come in and put 290 points somehow.
He's just sharked everyone.
Yeah. I respect that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone loves an underdog, don't they? So
yeah.
So yeah, those are our 8. Those are our 8 finalists. So we've put a few things on Twitter about that. There's a couple of videos on there confirming who all the division champions are, and another one sort of in anticipation of the final that obviously starts tomorrow with the 8 finalists. So have a look on Twitter, check those out if you haven't seen them. That'd be good. And yeah, there are 8 finalists.
I'm gonna have to show my players that montage video, because they're all just pissed. I need to get them pumped up. I need to get them ready. I need a montage, or I need a 2 montage mashup like on that video. Yeah, I'll show them that video. They'll be all right.
Inspirational. I think
We'll turn
that's
up. We'll turn up. We'll turn up.
Okay. Nobody
Go on.
wants to go to the big show and get shown up, do they?
No.
You got
We're
to
gonna-
put a respectable performance in.
At this point, we're going to, because they don't look well, my boys.
Well, speaking of your team,
Speaking
had
of
some
my
questions.
team, let me ask you a couple of questions. So, first of all, do you think it's right that a team in the final 8 of such a wonderful tournament with so many wonderful players has its starting quarterbacks currently as Hurts and Trubisky? That is awful.
And that team scored 240 odd points.
240 points. Oh, I don't know.
Who
So, yeah.
would play fantasy football?
I don't know. Well, no, not me. Yeah, I try to do really well, and I do terrible. I start Hurts and Trubisky, and I'm, one of the best. Great, makes sense. So I've got Carson and Monty running back, who are pretty set. I've got Jonathan Taylor in flex, so 3 running backs. I'm pretty set there. I'm happy with those 3. I've got Kelsey and Waller in the other flex. So Kelsey and Waller have been the reason I'm where I am. I think taking those two, I think has been my season, because they've been the most consistent big point scorers. They've either had blow-up weeks or they've had very safe floor weeks pretty much every week. So that's pretty set. So flex is taken care of. Running back's taken care of. QB, I don't really have a choice because the other options are Stafford, who's still a bit injured, and it's versus Tampa Bay. Yeah, I'm not really feeling that. Big Ben, who can get in the bin and can stay there, and I'll put the lid on. And I might even light a fire under it. See how he feels about that. And Minshew I picked up just because of his tash, so I'm not going to play him. So really, it's wide receivers is where I've got questions. Now I've got D-Hop D-Hop's going to start no matter what because he's D-Hop.
Yeah. Fair.
And then I've got 2 from currently Marvin Jones because he's on form. He's playing well. Last week I was a bit worried about him, but he came up with a massive week. I think it was biggest week of the season last week, wasn't it? So he's probably going to stay in there. And I've got J.D. McKissic again had his best season of the week, best week of the season last week. So it's whether I keep faith with McKissic and Jones, or the other options. Actually, looking at them, they're a bit shy, to be honest. The only one I'm thinking of is Lazard, because I am tempted by Lazard. That Tennessee game, that's at home at Tennessee. Aaron Rodgers plays well in any weather, especially the cold. He loves the cold, doesn't he? Tennessee can still score points. Green Bay are going to score points. Adams is obviously going to get all the targets, but I think he was last week, Lazard was the second highest target and highest yardage, I think, in that game. So he's another week fitter from that core surgery. If he catches a touchdown, maybe even 2, he's got the yardage, even more so than Adams. He could be a massive player next week. So that's my start-sit question, really. Do I put Lazard in over McKissic or maybe even Jones? What say you?
Jones at Tampa. McKissic.
Jones at home to Tampa.
Okay, and McKissic
in a dome, so that makes a bit of a difference. And McKissic or Lazard.
Oh yeah, who have Washington got this week?
At home to Carolina, so that's kind of they're slightly below average D, not really playing for anything, so that should be a good matchup, I think. I mean, the other option I've got is Emmanuel Sanders at home to Minnesota, which you'd think, yeah, but you'd think it should be good. I mean, he should be the number 1 target, right? Which he won't be, because it'll be Kamara, but it's a revenge game for the Saints. You'd imagine points, but
what did he put up last week with Thomas Howe? He had an game, didn't he?
At home to Kansas City, 4 receptions for 76 yards, which is
all right.
Yeah, it's wide receiver 3, isn't it? Low end, maybe mid to low end wide receiver 3.
11 points. That's in PPR. That's passable, isn't it? It's not going
to win you this though, is it? Because this is total points. This isn't a matchup. You don't want a floor.
No, you want. Yeah, there's nothing to be gained by.
Yeah,
floor, is there? You either come first or it doesn't matter at this point.
Or you come last like Pike. He's going to, you don't want that.
Nobody wants that, do they? Nobody wants that. So yeah.
Now you're trying to think. What's the wrong? You were about to give me the right answer, and then you went, oh, "Fuck no, I've got to give him the wrong answer." Yeah. What's this one? I saw that.
If I could have worked out the right answer, I'd be in the playoffs with you, wouldn't I?
Very true. Very true.
I said to a couple of people today in one of because we set up a couple of guillotine leagues throughout the year, mid-season guillotine leagues, and I was talking to a couple of the guys in there today and said, basically, this has been, for me personally, in terms of results, this has been the worst season of fantasy football I've ever had in 16 years of playing fantasy football. It's been just terrible season for me in terms of results.
Yeah.
I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been great because of everything with Warrior Bowl and all the other stuff that we've done. It's been great, but it's from a personal record perspective, it's been horrible. So, even if I wanted to try and work out what was the best route to stitch you up, I would probably mess it up. But I don't think I would go with Sanders. I don't think he's going to have that boom game. McKissick, I think again he should be solid. I think the one that's got the biggest upside is probably Lazard.
I think so. Yeah, I think I've got to get him in, but I'm worried about Jones because you're kind of riding high in the crest of a wave. But the week before at Green Bay, he was 8 points.
I think, to be fair, I think all three of those guys have got the potential to score you 25. They've also got the potential to score you 5.
Yeah. McKissick, I think, has got a safer floor than that just because of the amount of passes he catches. And Antonio, what's his name? He's still out? What's it called?
I think so, yeah, it should be. I think Gibson,
that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's still out. So he's actually going to run the ball a fair bit as well.
Yeah, so he should still get a reasonable amount of volume, shouldn't he?
Yeah, what did he have last week? He had 13 carries last week for 51 yards, 9 receptions, which is decent, for 56 yards, and a receiving touchdown as well. So Peyton Barber didn't really get any work, did he? I think he vultured 1 touchdown, but he had like 2 or 3.
Is Haskins due to start again this week, or is he not now?
I don't know, actually. That's a good point. Might be like their 5th string quarterback.
After he's been naughty boy.
Yeah. He's been fined, but actually the fine, he's just been released. He got fined like half a week's wages, which is quite a lot apparently. But if he's just been fined, they haven't mentioned a suspension. I'd imagine they're just like, well, we haven't literally got anyone else unless Logan Thomas actually goes back to his high school quarterback days. Oh, he's college quarterback though, wasn't he?
Don't know, mate. Pass.
People say we don't know what we're talking about. There's some knowledge.
If it's right.
It might be wrong. Yeah, we don't want fact checking, do we?
No. Yeah, mate. It's a bit of a coin toss, I would say, between those three.
Genuine advice there, mate. Well done. Genuine advice. Your advice was basically, I don't know, but at least it was genuine.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Haskins, I feel like if Haskins plays and Gibson's out, McKissick is probably. I would probably play McKissick, in fairness.
And it's Jones and Lazard.
I feel like I'd probably go with Jones, personally. I just think he's a bit more.
It could be MVS getting that 1 touchdown and then just run the ball with Jones a bit. Adams
just gets peppered.
Yeah. But
Lazard is more likely to score you 2.
Oh, I don't know. He's been pretty consistent the last few games. He's been ascending as well, I think, in terms of his snap percentages and whatever. I mean, he's not scored points. I mean, last week was 10.6. Week before that, at Detroit, only 2 receptions for 19 yards. That's terrible. 8, 12. So I suppose his ceiling's looking a lot lower.
He's more likely to leave a bad taste in your mouth than I think Jones is.
That is true, actually.
I know you're not.
Jones has got me here. Damn it. Jones has got me here.
I know you're not necessarily looking for floor, but as much as you need upside, you also don't need a 2 from somebody at this stage.
I don't think I could look Marvin in the eye if I dropped him.
Well,
he'd be pissed off. He would.
I'm
going to question myself non-stop instead of sleeping for the next 3 days.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. So yes, mate. You make the decision. You got yourself there.
Fair bit of luck and a lot of chancing, if I'm honest.
Well,
if we're all honest.
that luck might continue, mightn't it? So
that's the plan. Be lucky. Yeah, that's my strategy. That's my strategy.
I like it, mate. Well, it's worked so far this season, hasn't it? So yeah,
good stuff.
Excellent. All right. Well, I think that's about it. This for this evening.
What's your favourite Christmas movie?
Die Hard, obviously.
Yeah, and I get it, and I think you're probably right. But if you really want that kind of warm feel good, as much as Die Hard gives you that, because people get shot and it's got Alan Rickman, it's got to be Muppets Christmas Carol, hasn't it? It's got to be. It's a perfect film in every way possible.
I mean,
it is.
That's probably not where I'd go.
It's got Muppets.
It has. That's true.
It's got A Christmas Carol.
Also true. I mean, if I couldn't watch Die Hard for some reason, and Die Hard 2 and 3 are not available either.
Oh, Die Hard 2 is terrible. It is.
Yeah, but still Die Hard, isn't it?
Die Hard 3 is not a Christmas movie either.
No, that's a bit tenuous on that one.
Yeah, but, Die Hard 1 though, I'll give you that. I'd watch one with the nipper, and then one on my own.
I think I'd go.
I'm not going to tell you which.
If I couldn't watch one of those, watch Die Hard, I'd be looking at either Elf or National Lampoons.
I don't know if this is controversial, and the two viewers that we currently have might not like this, but I watched Elf the other day fully for the first time.
Don't do it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
It was all right.
Oh, mate.
It's a 7. It's not better than that.
You've just turned the crowd against you for the final.
I need that siege mentality, that Fergie siege mentality.
You were that plucky underdog everyone wanted to root for, and now
he doesn't like Elf.
Exactly. You've blown it, mate. You've blown it.
On that note.
Oh.
I'm good for a while now. You can crack on.
You've been this half an hour has really just interrupted your celebration, hasn't it? In fairness.
Yeah, I'm getting back to what I was doing before.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But yes, congratulations to Foley and all the other division winners this week. Good luck to everybody in the final. Good luck to everybody else in any of your other fantasy finals, because obviously there'll be lots of finals going around. Have you got any others, Foley? Any other finals?
I had 2 semi-finals and got beaten terribly in both.
Good. I just have the one of our 2 guillotine leagues that we set up. I'm still surviving in that. That's a 14 final. That one.
I've got the first guillotine. I've got the first guillotine league. Actually, I'm still in.
You have actually. That's true. That was a 2-week final as well, wasn't it?
If I win that,
and you
I get an invite
the first week as well.
Yeah.
So you got a good chance.
I need to win that to make sure I get an invite next year. I know what you're like.
You've already got one.
Have I?
Division winners get automatic invite for next year.
So you can't keep me out. Nice.
I mean, I probably still could, but
yeah, I'll get the missus.
At the end of it,
the missus will join.
But yes, so
probably better than me.
Good luck in your finals this week. Don't look to us for any form of lineup advice, because we, as I've said many times, we don't really know what we're doing. But good luck. Have a good Christmas.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. I know it's going to be a little bit of an odd one this year in the UK, at least. But make the most of it. Enjoy the time off. Have a good Christmas. And we'll see you all soon.
See ya.